Let's take a look at an eccentric only pull-up. For an eccentric only pull-up, we're only doing the descent or the lowering of the movement. Our starting position, we actually want to be at the top of the pull-up. We want to make sure that when we start, we can actually get into this position. See, I kind of use the pegs on the squat rack to get up here, but you can also use the bench. You can also use some boxes, but essentially what we want to do at the top of the movement, off and be at the top of the pull-up. Body into a slight hollow hold position in order to be able to control the movement, and then slowly lower down. You're not going to do the up at all. See how I step off and then I step back onto the pegs and I move myself up to the top position. We're not working to get up there, we're starting there. Obviously, to stop swinging, I get into that slight spinal flexion and hollow hold position. From there, descending down with control, making sure that we get all the way down to the bottom of the movement before we step back up. The biggest thing with this movement is we really want to control the descent super slow. This movement honestly looks way easier than it is. It's such a great way to build up to being able to do pull-ups or being able to do more pull-ups. And honestly, controlling that eccentric, it really does tax you a lot quicker than you probably think it will. Just to show you a different angle so you can really see how I step up, I set the squat rack pegs to a height that allows me to be at the top of my pull-up and I step on them. It'll be different for everyone, but once I'm at the top, you can see that I step off and I'm literally in that starting position, and then I have that nice hollow hold and I slowly drop back down. I personally like to have a bench there so that I can step back onto it, but you could drop onto the floor. Up to you, personal preference there. If you do choose to use a bench or a box to step back onto, just make sure that it doesn't get in your way as you lower. We don't want you hitting it before you get to that full range of motion. One more angle just so you can see it from the front a little bit of that hollow hold. So again, stepping up, getting into position, and then bringing my legs slightly forward to control my core and stop any potential swinging. Core stays engaged throughout the entire descent, allowing myself to use that full range of motion, then stepping back onto the bench and then stepping up onto the pegs and starting the movement from the top. This movement is all about the control. Make sure that you get every second out of the drop and use the full range of motion. Okay, one more angle here just so you really have clarity on what to do and can feel really confident with this movement, because it is such a good one once you understand and feel confident with it. So again, my bench is set slightly further back so that I can use the full range of motion and my feet don't hit it as I go through the descent. I step my pegs up to a height where when I step on them, I'm able to get to the top of my pull-up. So my arms are at the top of what would be a full pull-up. And then I simply step off into that top position and then slowly lower down once I have control of my core and I'm not swinging. The descent is very controlled and very slow. If I said the last one was the last angle, I lied. I've got one more for you just so you can see it directly from the back. Again, it is a little bit of a wide stance here for me to get into this off the squat rack pegs, but it really is the best setup in my opinion. It's the easiest. Stepping off of them, then descending down, and here you can really see the full range of motion. That bench wasn't far back. It would get in my way and my feet would hit it. If you're taller than me, it's gonna hit even sooner. So just make sure that your feet are able to go in front of the bench and you step back onto the bench. It doesn't get in your way of being able to use the full range of motion. If you don't want to go through the pain of pulling the bench up, or if there isn't one available, you can also just step onto the squat rack arms instead. So you can see I'm lowering down here, and then instead of the bench being there, what I do is I step out and to the side onto the squat rack arm. Now, obviously you will need to set those arms to a height that you can actually get to from the bottom of the pull-up, but it is another option that if that's easier, you can definitely do that.